Show with Dean Jackson.
On your local BBC radio station.
Hello, Timmy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Listen, I was watching you while you were playing Take That. I think you know the routine.
I do. Could you actually tell that, could you? Just by a little sideways glance there.
Yeah, I knew you knew the routine.
Well, I've
funny.
I've watched a lot of Take That in my time.
I tell you what, with us now being of the older side of the Take That because they go down, don't they, in a pray
Yeah,
thing
with the
on
pray,
the knee.
yeah, they do.
That would be very hard to get back up.
You never return. That would be
Yeah, literally just stay there and pray that we can get back up.
You're absolutely right. Now, London's a big place. Which bit are you in?
I am actually on top of Harrow on the Hill. And I say that because the whole of Harrow on the Hill is owned by the boys' school, Harrow School. And so we've got all the old-fashioned street lamps. Everything is just beautiful. It's like a Harry Potter setup here. So, we like it.
It sounds divine. I'll have to pop round for saunas with you or something.
Cup of tea. And we can go over and we can do the Take That.
We can rehearse, can't we? Pray again, we can, yeah. You've been an actor since the age of 11. How did that all start out then?
Well, it was actually my nanny Lila who got me to do that. She always thought I was theatrical, let's say. So I went to my school. I don't know the names of school because I went to a private school till I was 11, and then I went to a theatre school. I don't know, when they say fifth form or whatever, I don't know what that. Too old for that. So, and then I went to a theatre school that my nanny Lila suggested. So I went there. And from the age of 11, they send you out to earn your stripes, sort of thing. So I was in the Monty Python film, The Meaning of Life, singing "Every Sperm is Sacred" with all the kids. Oh, my smart speaker went on when I mentioned that word. I don't know why, but
that's very strange indeed.
Yeah, telltale. And also, I was an emu kid. So I did the Pink Windmill with Rod Hull and Emu. And then from there on, and actually I was listening to your interview tonight with Lamal, and my first job out of school was at the Grand Theatre in Aladdin in Swansea.
Was it really?
But I was trying to work it out. I think he's older than me. So it might, they do them all the time, don't they? Rotate the pantomime. So I think I would have known it was Lamal. Back because it was 84, 85, and he would have been a Bisphane by then. So I think he was there earlier. But my ears certainly pricked up. I was like, oh wow, I wonder if we were the same. But no, he would have been before me. Just carrying on doing. That's what I've done up until now. I don't know anything else to do.
Well, we'll talk more about what we've been up to recently a little bit later on. But much like yourself, Timmy, he was great to talk to them all. He's lived the life, hasn't he? He really has.
Really, and like you mentioned his spiky hair, that was so iconic, wasn't it? And I remember as a child listening to him, and I think he put baby oil in it, which was really strange. But if you think back, it did have a shine. I would have thought it would flatten it, but I remember an interview of him saying he used baby oil.
What an incredible piece of knowledge that is. That's going back a few decades that you would have heard that.
Listen, Becky will tell you this, and she laughs all the time. I haven't moved on from the 80s. I don't know anything beyond that, but I know everything. I know which Charlie's Angel was divorced. I know which one was adopted, was an orphan. Do you?
No, I really don't. I've got no idea. The only one I can name is Farrah Fawcett Majors, I think, really.
Do you know the presenter Petri Hoskin?
Yes.
So I'm Bezzy mates with her. And
you?
She's so knowledgeable, isn't she? And she was a war correspondent and everything. And I say, do you know what? You might know all of that, but which Charlie's Angel was divorced? And I say,
well, which one was it?
It was It's very similar to your name, actually. Well, it is your surname.
Oh, Kate Jackson. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Right. And Kelly Garrett, Jacqueline Smith, was she was an orphan in it. And would you know which angel got shot twice in the head?
No idea.
Kelly Garrett.
Unbelievable.
Jack
This is
Smith
incredible.
again.
You should go on Mastermind with this, Norman. You really should. Right, we will get to our first night
They'll
shift
lock me up.
point. I mean, you say
They'd lock me up.
you say life for you sort of ended towards the end of the 80s, but I need you to think about a text faux pas to talk about on your late show. Your night shifter is Timmy from Harrow on the Hill. We've been talking about text faux pas. There's been an incident in the States where a journalist was added to a WhatsApp chat group and learnt all sorts of confidential information because of that. Have you ever made a text faux pas, Timmy?
I think everyone must have, and that panic. I think it's one of the worst feelings, isn't it? An email or a WhatsApp. It's horrible. You send it, and you can just feel the blood drain from your head, can't you?
Yeah.
Awful. I have got a story of a friend of mine who went away with her parents, and she had kids and everything, and she had texted her sister saying, "Oh, mum's been like this. She's a real pain, blah, 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 blah." And she sent it, obviously, to her
To mum, yeah.
And so, and you do this thing, don't you, of going, "I've just sent you one. Can you sort of not..." And she said, "Oh, don't worry, darling, I haven't read it." And you think, as if.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so it's one of those things that they have never talked about since, but she must know that she got that WhatsApp and knows exactly what she thought of her that weekend.
And it's this
Have you?
predictive text as well. Well, yeah, I had a predictive text message. I sent a text to a mate of mine a couple of weeks ago, and it was supposed to say, "Do you fancy going out for a meal tonight?" And it substituted the word meal for neck. So it said, "Do you fancy going out for a neck tonight?" Like, what are you talking about?
And did he take you up on that offer?
Where he's like, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, oh my goodness, it's so easily done, isn't it, though?
That is so easily done. And as a dyslexic, even more so, because I'll start typing in things that I don't know how to spell anyway. So it will come up and I'll think, "Oh, no, that's the right word." And it will be just completely the wrong word.
I do this thing where I read back what I've sent when I've sent it instead of before I sent it. And
I mean, that's foolish.
Well, it is foolish, and it's a terrible habit, but I do it all the time, and I really don't know why. Timmy is in Harrow on the Hill. He's your night shifter for tonight. If you've got any stories about text faux pas, I'd love to hear from you. 0800. 08000 321 333 will get you straight through. That's 08000 321 333. Always starting a message with the word late. The midnight news. Oh gosh, is it really getting that late? Already midnight news is on the way. Night shifter wise, Timmy Ward is in Harrow on the Hill and joins you tonight. The music's on point tonight, isn't it, eh?
Very good. And for people that can't see, Dean is dancing his heart out. I hope you put deodorant on. You'll be sweating away there.
Trust me, I'm fully deodorized. I'm loving the music tonight. I really am.
Very good.
Now then, there's a thing called linear TV, and when we say linear TV, we're talking about the traditional telly, where you watch it live on your telly box there. You know, we just sit around and watch it with the family. But there's talk about, has linear television lost its appeal? And this is after the Netflix drama Adolescence has become the first streaming show to top UK's weekly TV ratings, beating even BBC shows like The Apprentice and Death in Paradise in the latest official rankings. Have you seen Adolescence?
Absolutely brilliant. Yes, I have. And there's a difference here, because this is just an amazing program.
Yeah.
Adolescence. So I don't know if it's a fair debate, but I will say that traditional television, I think, is well a thing of the past. People just haven't got the time to be sat down at a certain time to do. You've got to fit it in with your lifestyle, and everybody is just so busy now, and we can't. And the concentration isn't like it used to be. Like back in the day, it was lovely. Like going back to my 80s, having my Charlie's Angels, my Bionic Woman, my Wonder Woman, all on certain times to sit down and watch those. It was an event. I suppose we went out less, didn't we?
Well,
Things
we did.
weren't open.
I think the most recent big unifying moment was probably Gavin and Stacey on Christmas Day,
Yeah,
where it
that's
felt like we all sat down and watched that. And it reminded me of how it used to be when you'd go into work or school or college the next day and everyone would be talking about that one programme.
What they call it, water cooler moment.
Yes, exactly. And we can't quite do that now, because although you've watched Adolescence, and I've only watched the first episode, which I thought was riveting.
How could you stop?
Well, it was very late at night. is the
But
answer.
still, that's what everyone's doing. You're just seeing it through the night because I just couldn't stop.
I mean, it is incredible, but it does mean that we can't enter into a conversation with it because
No,
you're a bit further down the line, so there'll be spoilers, won't there?
No, absolutely. But what if people haven't watched, and this isn't a spoiler, they put it out there, that it's all done in one shot, isn't it? The camera is done in one shot from start to finish. There's no cut.
What I don't understand about that is who had that idea, because it must have created a massive headache for them. And
Yeah.
actually, when you're watching it, I there are moments when you think, "Oh, that was clever," how they went through the window there.
Yeah.
But actually, by and large, you forget. I think that it was done in one take, so it must have, logistically, it must have been a nightmare for them.
Well, I know this because it's so good. My partner and I have looked it up, and it's all on TikTok, actually, the bits that are happening. I mean, there's a bit when they're driving and there's the guy on top of the van driving it, the crew on top because they've got to do their acting, can't drive properly. There's a moment which you haven't seen is the camera then goes up on what do you call those?
On a
Drones.
drone, yeah, I did see that on TikTok actually, yeah.
Absolutely bonkers. And I also do know that they had a week's for each episode, a week's rehearsal with just the actors. Then they had another week's rehearsal with the crew to set that all out and everything. But can you imagine the actors that are dodging away from the crew doing their bits, and then can you imagine if you're the actor at the end of the show and you muck up your line and they have to go right back to the beginning?
Unbelievable. The stress and the tension is
Pressure,
incredible.
yeah.
Actually, we should point out, really, that I mean, you were ahead of the game because you've got your show, haven't you, on YouTube, which is non-linear. Do you do yours in one take?
I wish. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm not funny at all. And I do the editing. So that is exactly what happens there. I am smoke and mirrors. Nothing like this. Brilliant production.
Your night shifter is Timmy Ward from Harrow on the Hill. Now, a news report, well, actually, yesterday this dropped, actually. Shower times could be cut to just 2 minutes due to future water shortages. Environment Secretary Steve Reed has warned that a lack of investment in the new reservoirs could lead to rationing by the 2030s. And environmentalists reckon one way to deal with this would be to adopt so-called Navy showers. That's 120-second long soaking in the shower. You get 2 minutes and no more. Could you shower in 2 minutes is the burning question to me.
Do I get one of the Navy boys in the shower with me?
No, you've got to be on your own, sadly.
Oh, well then that would be quick.
I don't remember. Two of you maybe get 4 minutes. I don't know. We'll have to do the math.
Listen, I love my baths. As you said, I do a YouTube show and I start even that off in the bath. I just live in the bath. But if I need a shower, I can be in and out. How much time did you give me?
2 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can easily do that. And are you, Dean, I'm going to ask you this, do you soap up with the shower off? So do you get wet, get the soap, and then do you turn it off and get soaked up all over and then put the shower on? Or do you do it as the shower is going?
Do you know, I stopped using soap about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have one of those, like, liquid
Yeah,
soaps?
and the reason is I had some terrible skin trouble, and the doctor said it's because I was spending too long in water. Because I used to love. I've been in the
Are
shower
you a
for.
mermaid?
I am. Yes, you can't see below the waist, can you? And the doctor said you're just spending too long in the shower. Apparently, our bodies aren't designed to spend very long in warm water at all. Our skin doesn't like it. So I'm very much in favour of this sort of I don't know what the stuff is I put on actually. It's like a moisturiser, I suppose.
Yeah.
And in and out very quickly.
See, I like my skin to be ripped of any moisture. I don't like having oily. I mean, it's not so good now as I'm getting older. It's just, there's no elasticity. What's that word?
Elasticity,
That's in it.
yeah.
Because of the soap I love it to be stripped of it. But I do, where you probably won't then, I get wet, get the soap up all my body when the shower's off, and then turn it back on. I like that. So I basically, the answer to your question is yes, I can do it.
Well, that's very interesting. Aren't you dicing with death with the temperature of the shower if you're switching it back on while you're in it, though?
That is very true
Yeah.
as well. I mean, I'm saying I am a bath person, so it doesn't happen often, the shower. But do you like baths?
Well, again, I used to love a bath, but I
that
was
would
just
be
told
really
it's
bad for
really
your
bad
skin,
for
yeah.
me. And do you know, for I think it was. Sorry, I don't mean to make this about me. You're the night shifter, not me. But
Oh,
you're
I
asking
don't- I'm
pertinent questions.
interested.
For 2 months, I didn't bath or shower. I did flannel washing, and my skin was completely revitalized by doing it.
Wow,
It was-
they do. I've heard that we should have days when we don't wash actually
Yeah.
for your skin.
Yeah,
But-
so it's just
dear.
a damp flannel. So it's obviously, you know, for sanitary reasons, you have to wash somehow. But just staying out of water, and it made a huge difference. I couldn't quite
Have
believe
you
it.
ever had a blanket bath?
No, I don't even know what one of those is.
When you're in hospital and the
Oh,
nurse
right.
comes. Yeah,
No, I haven't had one of those. No.
that sounds similar, doesn't it?
I was going to ask you the same question, but we're out of time, sadly.
Oh no! Good job, probably. We'd have been taken off air.
I think we probably would. Timmy Ward, it's been an absolute pleasure. What are you up to today, now as it is, on Wednesday?
Well, do you know what? I'm going to skip. I'm going to see a show tomorrow. It's about, I can't remember what it's called, so that's useless. But guess what Thursday is? My birthday.
Oh, is it?
I'm going to be 56 on Thursday.
I'd have baked a cake had I known.
I wish you had.
So what are you doing for your birthday?
I'm going to have the family round, and I'm going
brilliant.
to cook a roast dinner. But it's bonkers how I've got to this age. But really good because a lot of people haven't got to this age.
Well,
so
I have
you
to say,
really
given your
celebrate things.
appalling skin regime, you're looking good on it.
There's nothing on me that's real. It's all been done. It's all been. I bungee jump every morning and pull it all up and then tie it in a pony.
Oh, Timmy, thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy.
Thank you so much. It's been fun.
Let's do
Nice
it
to
again
see you
sometime. Take good care. I could talk to him all night, you know. Timmy Ward from Harrow on the Hill, your night shifter for tonight.